beneficent and merciful. All praises due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent and merciful. So, Master's day of judgment in which we now live, Thee alone do we serve, and Thee alone seek for Thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path. Path of those upon whom Thou bestow Thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom Thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard Thy teachings. Say He Allah is one God. Allah is He of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is He begotten, there is none like Him. And I bear witness that none deserve to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Amen. I'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have the Rafiq family. We have Minister Mutakwan Ali from Philly. And we have Minister Jasir Kabir from Virginia. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, in the name of His last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the nation of Islam, greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. Today, we'd like to talk about the 18th chapter of Our Savior Has Arrived, and it's called Be Yourself. And that starts on page 92. The messenger says, Allah's greatest teaching and warning to us, the so-called Negroes, is be yourself. What is our own self? He answers that your own self is a righteous Muslim, born of the tribe of Shabazz. He teaches us that we are the original people of the earth who have no birth record. Now this right here is the major difference between what the messenger taught and what other people teach. Because the messenger taught us that we don't have a birth record, meaning our history of our birth is not recorded nowhere on the earth. But other groups and other beliefs believe that we do have a birth record. And most people start that birth record with Genesis, where it talks about God created Adam. That's where they start the history of man. It's right there. But that's not our history.
That's right.
We don't have a birth record.
Right.
That's a record to say that God created man in His own image. That's a record of a birth of a man. It's not our birth, because we don't have a birth record. So the messenger continues and says, He greatly rejoiced over us and was very happy that He found us. That's Master Farah Muhammad. Because we're people who have been lost from our own.
That's right.
And that's why we call ourselves lost found.
Yeah.
Because we've been lost.
Right.
400 years ago, we was lost from our people, our God, our religion, our culture, our way. We was lost from everything.
That's right.
So we was lost 400 years.
Yeah.
Then, July 4th, 1930, we was found.
That's right.
All praise be to Allah.
That's right.
We were found by God Himself.
Right.
So all black people in America are lost founds. And a lot of times when we refer to lost founds as Muslims, we refer to lost founds as brothers and sisters who not Muslims, who haven't accepted their own. But we all lost founds.
Right.
We all lost founds. But when we refer to our brothers and sisters who haven't accepted Islam yet, we just say lost founds.
Right.
So to give everybody understanding of that, then the messenger goes on to say, he says, our first parents who were brought here, he said, were killed after giving birth to their first babies to prevent them from teaching their children anything of self or of their God and people. Because we got a different God than the white man.
That's right.
So when they took our first parents and brought them here, they killed the parents off and raised the children.
Right.
So the children was raised being taught whatever the white man wanted to teach.
That's right.
That was a handicap. That's why we don't know our God. We don't know our people. Because we lost.
That's right.
And we was found now.
Right.
So the teachings of who we really are, who our people is, and who our God is being known today. It's being taught because we've been found.
That's right.
So the messenger goes on to say, he says, this act of murdering our forefathers by the slave masters left their children to be taught and reared in whatever pleased the slave masters, and we are from those children. That made us blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of self or anyone else. And it stands true today that the American so-called Negroes don't know themselves or anyone else, and the worst of all is that they don't know themselves or others.
Yeah.
So that's how we got handicapped. It's bad to not know
That's right.
a thing.
Yeah.
And know you don't know. Like some things I know I don't know. You know, you ask me, like, I don't know, bro. You know, I ain't even going to try to give you an answer because, hey, I don't know.
Right.
But to not know that you don't know.
Yeah.
And then think you know.
Right.
And then try to tell other people who trying to tell you.
Right.
That's bad.
That's right.
When you don't know that you don't know.
That's right.
So that's the handicap or condition that our people in. We don't even know. We don't know our God. We don't know our people. And we don't know who we are. Because the white man had the liberty to teach us what he wanted to teach us. This right here is a picture of the painting of Michelangelo of the creation of Adam. And this is on the Sistine Chapel in Italy. So he got Adam, which we agree. Adam was white.
Right.
But they got a picture of God and his people as being white. That ain't true.
That's right.
But these are the pictures that we've seen for years showing us Adam and showing us God. Because when they show us Adam, the interpretation of the white man, he the first man on earth. Like he the first man ever.
Right.
Like he the first one. We the first.
That's right.
Right.
But we agree that Adam was a white man.
Right.
We agree with that. Because that's his birth record. But God made Adam. And God and his people was already on the earth before Adam was here.
Right.
But since we was lost, they've been able to teach us what it is.
Right.
And they teach us, the teachers is in their faith. So we have another picture that the devil shows us. And this is supposed to be an angel. And the angels that the devil always show us always had wings on. Always had wings. And they always white too.
That's right.
So you got God, and you got angels. And the angels always had wings. So in our mind, every time the Bible talk about an angel, we automatically start thinking about something that's not human.
Right.
Something that got wings. Because this is what the devil always shows. And the devil, every time they showed us these pictures, they always showed us somebody half naked. Because the baby ain't got no clothes on.
Right.
And the woman's dress seems like it's flying up, and her blouse is like low cut. So they always show us something indecent. Every time they show us angels, they show us something indecent to indoctrinate us with all this half-naked stuff. So in our minds, when we see in the Bible, we always think an angel is something with wings and it's not a human. Then another picture they always show us. Picture of Jesus. He white too. But every time they show him, it's like he glowing. Like on the Last Dragon when my man Show Enough started glowing.
Right.
Every time they show us Jesus, he glowing.
Right.
And he got a halo over his head.
Right.
Now, the Bible don't never say that angels have wings. It never talks about halos. This is the interpretation that the white man gives us so that every time we see the truth, we reject it. All praise to Allah. Every time we hear of an angel, we start thinking about that winged angel that we saw. We start thinking about Jesus with the halo. We don't think about regular people. Then to add on to the confusion, they had these children's like nursery rhymes and all of this little stuff we teach children. Like we teach them about the tooth fairy. Tooth fairy's supposed to come, your teeth fall out, you put it under your pillow, tooth fairy come and give you some money.
Right.
And every time they show the tooth fairy, she got wings too. Then we got Christmas with Santa Claus. Santa Claus coming all over the world delivering presents on Christmas. So we indoctrinating ourselves that every time we see something that's quote unquote supernatural, it ain't humans. It's something other than humans, and it definitely ain't a black man.
Right.
Definitely ain't a black man. So we got in the Bible where it talks about the original man, the aboriginal man. And it talks about it very simple and plain. But because we've been indoctrinated so much with the spooky stuff, we don't even see it. In Genesis chapter 18, it talks about Abraham seeing the Lord. It says, and the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Manna. And he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground. Now, in these 2 verses, it talks about the Lord.
Right.
But when he saw the Lord, he saw 3 men.
That's right.
When he saw the Lord. Now, this ain't saying nothing spooky. That ain't spooky at all. It just said he saw the Lord, and when he looked up, he saw 3 men standing by. And when he saw these men, he ran to go greet them. 3 men. But because we have been indoctrinated with this spookism since we was little. When we hear about the Lord, we instantly, the wings, the angels with the wings, the halos, the spooky stuff with Santa Claus flying around. That's what we immediately see, without them even saying it. Because they had the liberty, when we were lost, to teach us what they want to teach.
That's right.
And they taught us stuff in such a way that when we saw the truth, we rejected it. Because the truth is right in our face. Because it just says that, and the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Manre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. Now the Lord is the black man. That's the Lord. The Lord ain't nothing spooky. The Lord ain't nothing supernatural. The Lord is human beings. And these 3 men he identified as the Lord. It goes on to say, and said, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. He says, let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. Now, if they were some spooks, why they gotta wash their feet?
Right.
They were some spooks.
Right.
They flew in. You know, they had wings like angels. Why they gotta wash their feet?
Right.
And if they were spooks, why they gotta rest themselves?
Right.
They were some spooks. Now it ain't saying nothing spooky. But if you a Christian and you read this, the spookism, just you tune that out.
Right.
You don't even hear that part. But with the water, you can explain that away when you believe in a spook, because you will say, well, they had human bodies. It was a spook in the humans. Well, you can explain that away. Then it goes on to say, and I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort your hearts. After that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, so do as ye have said. So he's saying a morsel of bread, that's food.
Right.
So not only had they been walking, they tired,
Right.
and they ready to eat.
That's right.
Okay, this is a lot.
Right.
Nothing spooky.
Right.
What's spooky about that? Because when Abraham told him, let me go fetch you some bread, they said, so do as thou hast said. So yeah, go get us some bread. You know? Water.
Right.
Ice in my water. I like ice in my, what you want, you know? He going to get us some food.
Right.
So then it goes on to say, and Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth. It says, and Abraham ran into the herd and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man. and he has to dress it. It says, and he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. What's spooky about that?
Right.
Ain't nothing spooky about that. It don't say they had wings.
That's right. Yep.
It don't say they magically appeared out the sky. None of that. So when the white man, when we was lost, and the white man had the freedom to teach us, he told us in a way that they didn't even have to put everything spooky.
Mm-hmm.
They just write it regular.
Right.
But we being spooky,
Right.
we'll make it spooky.
That's right.
That's like how the messengers say people make slums.
That's right.
They can teach you and make you a savage.
That's
So they
right.
can give you nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a nice place to live.
Right.
Give you some money. And you will lose it. You will make the place that you live dirty. You will just litter. You do all kind of stuff. Because the way you think is the way you act.
That's right.
It don't matter nothing about whether the truth is there or not. The way you think is the way you act.
Right.
And the messenger said we have to change the way we think.
That's right.
All praise to God. To understand the scriptures and know who we are, we gotta know, we gotta change what we think.
That's right.
We can't continue to keep thinking the same way and think we're gonna understand the truth. We gotta be able to accept the fact that the white man done lied to us.
That's right.
We gotta accept the fact we believed it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a fact we gotta accept too. To accept that you believe the lie. Because a lot of times we feel like, you know, my grandparents believed it, and my father, and generations of my family believed it. So how could they have believed this lie that long? Because my grandmother was a good woman, grandfather was a good man, and all that. And the messenger also said something one time. He said that there are a lot of people who are successful in their way. That don't make it right.
That's right.
Drug dealers who successful,
Right.
selling drugs.
You're right.
There's some pimps
Mm-hmm.
who successful.
Right.
I know some brothers who, you know, I used to think like, how in the world these brothers can make these people think and give them their money?
Right.
But sometimes when you listen to them brothers talk, like, God, man, the way they talk, they be just talking so, like, God, some people got to give the gas.
Yeah.
I done seen one time my father, we was going to Sam's Club. And there was this devil standing there with some papers. We didn't even need no paper. He had the Detroit Free Press. We wasn't coming in there to get no papers, wasn't thinking about no papers. So this devil said, y'all got a minute? We like, well, okay. This devil, he was so good at what he taught, he almost got us to get the paper. And I'm walking away like, wow. We ain't thinking about no paper, but the way he was talking to us, explaining the paper, telling us how good it was, how cheap it was, the information in it, like, man, you know, that would be kind of nice if we had the paper coming to the house, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't need the paper.
Right.
Wasn't thinking about the paper. Didn't even need it.
Right.
But he convinced us that it would be a good thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good thing for you to have, and you really want it. That's the gift of gab.
Right.
The white man got the gift of gab.
That's right.
The white man can make you believe a lie about yourself.
That's right.
You with yourself all the time. You see yourself. You see other black people. But the white man can make you think he better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And he worse than you.
That's right.
The white man can make us think that we more evil than he is. By what? By his gift of gab.
Right.
By his newspapers. The white man is the most evil man, the messengers say, we ever seen on the planet Earth.
That's right.
I'll praise this a lot.
That's right.
And the earth, the messenger said, 76 trillion years old.
Yes.
Trillion. He the worst that we ever had.
Right.
He said that the black man ain't never lived under these conditions before. Never. Never was a time when we didn't have the knowledge of ourselves. Never was a time that people was fighting over land. Never was a time. He said that Allah did not make the earth for us to be fighting over the land.
Right.
Because the reason why we fighting over the land, because the people who are in control of the land don't own the land. They some robbers, thieves. So that's why people fight over land, because ain't nobody where they supposed to be.
Right.
Everything everybody got, they done robbed and killed and stole from. So that's why you fight over land. But Allah didn't make the earth for us to be fighting over. It's ours.
Right.
It belongs to us.
That's That's right.
And the Bible always told us that. We can go to Psalms 24, the first verse. It says, the earth is the Lord's.
That's right.
There we go with the Lord again. Now when we spooky, we'll think the Lord is one spook who's somewhere in the sky. But when we read with Abraham, when he said the Lord, he saw three people. All praise to Allah. So when it say the Lord represents the people.
That's right.
The Lord ain't no one individual. The Lord ain't no spook. The Lord ain't somebody who lives on the earth. The Lord is the aboriginal black man. The maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, and the God of the universe.
Yes,
That's who the Lord is.
Yeah.
It says the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell within. So it ain't just saying that earth belongs to us. It says the earth and the fullness thereof. Everything on the earth. Say the words. Everything outside the earth. And the people who live on the earth. Now, this is where the black teaching that the messenger taught us comes into play. Because we got a lot of people in this new school stuff. They like to talk this nationality stuff. You know, like, I ain't black, I'm an Israelite. Or I ain't black, I'm an African. Or I ain't black, I'm a Moor. Because we got videos and we got stuff with people trying to come at the messenger's teachings with this nationality stuff. This is John Henry Clark. And this is a YouTube of him saying John Henry Clark on nationality. So they saying that in this video, he was speaking against black. He was talking about black is a stupid thing to call yourself. Stupid. We answer the stupid things like Negro, colored, and black. John Henry Clark was around during the time of the messenger.
Yes, sir.
That's all it is. The messenger was the man when he was around.
That's right.
Muslims was different than how we are now.
Right.
We sympathize now. John Henry Clark could say this about the messenger's teachings, and you had thousands of Muslims who would co-sign what he's saying, say, oh, I'm African. Or with these black Hebrews, we say, we the true Jew. Or with these Moors, I'm a Moor. But they teaching against the messenger's teachings. Muslims didn't do that during the time of the messenger. They didn't do that. You would have got browbeat
That's right.
if you said anything against the messenger. Look at the history. It was Brother Jeremiah. They used to browbeat Martin Luther King. And when they were asked about unity with Martin Luther King, he said Martin Luther King get our sympathy, but not our support. That's what he said. And that's what they would say about anybody who teach against the teachings of the messenger.
Yes, sir.
They asked the national representative in 1972, I believe. They was talking about Jesse Jackson. Talking about unity with him. Jesse Jackson was coming to the Salam. He was coming to some of the Muslim function and everything.
Right.
It's like, I don't know about having unity with Jesse Jackson. He said, we cannot, as Muslims, unite with anybody who teaches anything that contradicts what comes from the messenger of Allah.
Yes, sir.
Allah. That's what he said straight up.
That's right.
With Jesse Jackson coming to the Salam, you can come to the Salam, you can stop coming to the Salam. It's
Right.
up to you.
That's
That's
right.
how Muslim was.
Yep.
Because during the time of the messenger, black people didn't really start accepting the messenger's program wholeheartedly like the nationwide until the late 60s. That's the history. The messenger wasn't chasing after them.
That's
The
right.
messenger wasn't watering it down. None of that. He kept teaching it the same way.
That's right.
Because the messenger's teachings is the best.
That's right.
Yes.
And all praise to Allah.
That's right.
And the way them black groups came to the messenger, they were stubborn at first. They didn't want to accept what the messenger said. But Muslims kept firing. Muslims kept on teaching hard.
That's right.
And all them black groups and black people came to the messenger with their tail tucked between their legs.
That's right.
They ain't had no choice.
That's right.
They got beat into the temple. What else you gonna do? Everything failing. Y'all getting beat down by the devil.
That's right.
Ain't nothing you doing successful. What you gonna do?
That's right.
Now they gotta sit down and listen.
That's right.
You ain't got no choice.
That's right.
What's your option?
Yeah.
The messenger say do it before you forced to do it.
That's right.
Do it before your program fails.
That's right.
Because I'm giving you a chance. He used to ask for unity.
Yes, sir.
But in this new school stuff, we'll talk about unite with these people while they talking against the messenger. This is a t-shirt on these Black Hebrews t-shirt. It got black and it got black crossed off. And it says black is not my nationality. Then it says Hebrew Israelite. Then you got the Moors. They got something talking about, I am not black, I am a Moor. So let's just ask some simple questions. If it say, we just got through reading, and it say the earth is the Lord's. Earth is the Lord's. We showed you that the Lord is people.
Right.
What nationality is the Lord? Is the Lord a Moor? Is the Lord an Israelite? Is the Lord an African? Because it says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. The world and they that dwell therein. Can the Israelites say that? Can the Moors say that? Can Afrocentrics say that? Because when you talk about the people that dwell on the earth, they yours too. You got to start talking about black.
That's right.
All praise to God. Because when you start talking about black, then you start talking about people coming from you. That's how you prove that the earth belongs to the black man.
That's right.
By black, not with no nationality.
That's right.
Nationality ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
That's
No
right.
nationality.
Right.
You talking about nationality, you still deaf, dumb, and blind. But what these people hate about the message, and why they go so hard on the messenger teachers now, is because with the teaching that the messenger got, even though black people rejected the messenger at first, they began to accept it. And you can hear it through the music. In 1968, James Brown had the song called Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud.
That's right. That's
He didn't say it loud, I'm a Moor
right.
and I'm proud.
Right.
He didn't say it loud, I'm an Israelite and I'm proud. He didn't say it loud, I'm an African and I'm proud. He say I'm black and I'm proud.
That's right. That's right.
All these other groups who talk against the messenger today, they was around. They wasn't getting no play. They wasn't getting no play. Messenger wasn't giving them no play. The messenger used to speak against Africa. Oh yes, he did. He used to talk about how it was savagery in Africa.
That's
Yep,
right.
that's
What he used to say.
That's right.
He didn't sugarcoat it.
That's right.
He ain't try to say it to save your feelings. He would tell you before, I'm not here to try to hurt your feelings. He said one time, I heard he said, a doctor sometimes got to hurt you to heal you. That's how he put all praises to God. But I'm telling you, it's savagery in Africa.
Yes, sir.
And he would go so far with this Africa stuff to tell the Muslims, why can't you wearing this Africa stuff?
Right.
That's
Into
right.
that.
That's right.
I'm not satisfied with you being my father.
That's
That's
right.
right.
What he would tell them.
That's right.
So you had Muslims, they didn't wear the Africa stuff. Then you had with these black Hebrews, the messenger taught about Israel. He said Israel is not a good name. That's what he said. He taught us about Yaqub wrestling with the angel, and that's how they got the name. He said Israel represents the whole white race. That's how he taught on this Jew stuff.
That's right.
You ain't hear no Muslims talking about we the true Jew. Never say no stupid stuff like that.
Right.
We say that today. Sympathize with these Hebrews. Then they coming out stuff, knocking the message while we sympathize. I seen one, they had a meme. Brother had up his paper. His paper said, we the true children of Israel. That's what the paper said. So the Hebrew took a picture of that brother holding up his papers and said, well, if that's true, why are you still a Muslim? Because all that sympathy, people see what you trying to say when you sympathize. You trying to sympathize with us. So why you ain't just an Israelite then? If we the true children of Israel, that's sympathize. Muslims didn't sympathize like that in the time of the Master. We ain't no Israelites. We ain't no Jew. The white man is the true Jew.
Right.
The messenger, when he taught about Israel, he said that those prophecies are speaking about us, but they're under another name.
That's right.
All praise to Allah.
That's right.
So the messenger would teach, he didn't sympathize. Muslims didn't either. So when these black groups like these Afrocentrics and these Hebrews who was around during that time used to listen to how raw the messenger was, they didn't like the message.
That's right.
They couldn't do nothing. What could they do? The messenger was number one. The messenger FOI. All of them try to imitate. All of them want to be like the FOI. All of them want to be like Malcolm. Like how they see Malcolm. They use stuff from Malcolm's speeches to co-sign their garbage. But they'll play Malcolm's speech, but won't play the actual video. But they'll play his speech where he say, "We the chosen people of God," because it's in what the Muslims want, what the Muslims believe.
Right.
Then they play that and try to say Malcolm woke up to us being the true Israelites. But with us sympathizing the way we do, we'll make that seem like it's true. We sitting up here talking about we the true children of Israel. That's why another thing that the messenger didn't like with these ministers back in the day, he didn't like all these subjects these brothers was using. Teach what I teach.
That's right.
Say what I say.
That's right.
Already a lot. You can't just grab no subject and just start talking about it. You can't use a subject to try to sympathize with people who you talking to.
Right.
If you ain't there talking to them, you try your best not to offend nobody. You say it as polite as you can. But if the white man is the devil, it's a room full of devils, and you a Muslim, you got to say the white man's the devil.
That's right. That's right. That's
You
right.
can say the white man's the devil nice.
Right.
The messenger used to do it when he was
Right.
around white folks.
Right.
Say the white man's the devil real nice.
Right.
Say it as nice as you want to.
Right.
You can even, I remember when he went to New York, he was talking about the police. He was talking about, we thank the police for securing us. When I came in, they had the little escorts. He said the first thing I saw when I came to New York was a police officer. So everybody started clapping. Then he started blasting the police. Right after he gave him, "Hey, we appreciate you.
Right.
Now it's the truth hour. Now I got to talk about you now."
Right.
That's how the messenger was.
Right. That's
All
right.
praises to Allah. The messenger used to name the preachers in this article in the Pittsburgh Carrier who used to speak against him in that paper.
Yeah.
That's how the messenger used to be. And that's how Muslim ministers used to be. It was a take no prisoners kind of thing. And sometimes when you used to read the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, and when these Orthodox Muslims used to talk against the messenger, sometimes you would have 5 or 6 articles in the Muhammad Speaks just blasting that person.
Yeah.
That's right.
5 or 6.
That's right.
Now the person who said it the first time did a good job. Just like the messenger say, the white man is like one rat for 500 cats,
Right.
and he ain't a meal for one.
Right.
That's how Muslims was.
Uh-huh.
If you said something about the messenger, they always coming at you.
That's right.
All praise to Allah.
That's right.
But it's different now. Because not only did James Brown had a song called "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud," and this was in 1968. You had Nina Simone in 1970 make a song called "To Be Young, Gifted, and Black."
Right.
Everybody was talking about what the messenger was talking about.
That's right.
Everybody was.
That's right.
Wasn't nobody talking about the Moors. Wasn't nobody talking about these Afrocentrics.
That's right.
Wasn't nobody talking about these black Hebrews.
That's right.
None of that.
Yes.
And they sat back and they watched.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like an enemy. And he might smile and laugh at you because right now he can't do nothing to you.
That's right. Yes,
So
sir.
smile and laugh at you. Come
Right.
to your meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Shake your hand.
That's right.
As soon as they get the opportunity, now they talking against you.
That's right.
Because during the time of the messenger, they wouldn't, this stuff these people be saying about the messenger today, they wouldn't say that during the time of the messenger. But you have Muslims just keeping it real, just like how you have zealot people in any group. In the military, you got zealots. In the white supremacist groups, you got zealots. In the police department, you got zealots. Everywhere you got zealots. You got people who ain't going to stand for you talking against their leader.
Right.
That's just how it is.
That's right.
You ain't going to have that. You ain't going to stand for that. You have some people who will just try to walk away, try to leave. You have some people who ain't like that. Some people who actually fight. Listening to you talk against the messenger like that. But it ain't like that no more. It ain't like that. People can say what they want to say disrespectfully against the messenger. The messenger had to calm brothers down
That's
Yeah.
right.
and tell them,
Yes, sir.
you can't destroy these people. We got to deal with it.
Right.
So people knew the potential of the Muslims. They knew what it was. They knew the messenger was successful. We knew he got faithful followers. So we're going to have to chill it out.
Right.
But today, it's different now. We would disrespect the messenger. And we Muslims. We will let another Muslim disrespect the messenger and we'll be with him. The messenger could say, the only wife I got is Sister Claire Muhammad. We'll support another Muslim talking about, he got more than one wife. The messenger said Islam is our religion.
That's right.
Islam is the only religion that's going to be accepted. Plain and simple. But we accept Scientology. We'll sympathize with these groups who talking against the message. We say the black man is the true Jew. We the true children of Israel. So the messengers teaching to the black man fall by the wayside. And these people who talk against the messenger, now they got momentum. Now they can make their thing seem like it's true, and what the messenger said was a lie. Because you got Muslims sympathizing with them, but they don't sympathize with the Muslims no more. And it wasn't like that during the time of the messenger. Because not only did you have Nina Simone make the song Young, Gifted, and Black, you had Aretha Franklin. She's the Queen of Soul. The Queen of Soul. And this is a title that somebody else used. But Black was so popular. It's like, shoot, I'm going to use it next. So in 1970, Nina Simone used the title. And in 1972, Aretha Franklin used it. Let me see what it do. You know what I'm saying? You use it, now I'm going to use it.
Okay.
Then after that, you had the Temptations. The Temptations made a song called Message from a Black Man. Temptations.
Yes, sir.
It was another group before them called the Whatnots. They made the same record. That's how popular Black was.
Yeah.
That's how popular the messenger made Black. Because you had Muslims who stood to the script.
That's right.
They said what the messenger said.
Right.
They bore witness to what the messenger said, and they defended the message.
That's right.
So black people got a pride in the Muslims because of what they saw in the Muslims.
That's right.
They saw pride.
That's right.
They saw black businesses. They saw respect. They saw all that. So this is a February 2nd, 1972, Kansas City Times. And the title of it is called When Black Pride Took Over. Now when Black Pride came in, he said when Black Pride took over. Yeah. And this was written by a sociology professor. Because the messenger said Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam.
That's right.
You can measure it. It's true.
Right.
You can prove it. You can prove that Black Pride took over. You can measure it. You can see when Black Pride took over. You can see when some other stuff was more popular than Black Pride. He said today, a black skin is no longer associated with poverty, ignorance, and misery, or a reminder of servitude. Blacks have taken the very term of opprobrium, black, and have flung it back in such slogans of pride as black is beautiful, or I may be black, but I am somebody. This is what the messenger taught us about black. Because in the messenger teaching us that we black, he teaching us that we are the owners of the earth.
That's right.
He's not just telling us we black because black is just a color. He's telling us that we black because we being made an offer. God came and found us. We was the lost found.
That's right.
God came and found us in 1930 to make us an offer. And look, I see y'all catching trouble with this white man. I offer to you Islam. The whole world belongs to you. You're going to be the best. Better than everybody else. And you're going to rule everybody. It's up to you. It's up to you. That's it. Messenger teaches that we the best.
That's right.
We the Asiatic black man. Who going to accept that? But the messenger also talked about self-leaders. Because he talked about how when the truth comes, people are jealous of the fact that God didn't give them the same wisdom that they gave the messenger. So even though the truth helped you, the truth is in your favor, the truth benefits you to accept. You are rejected because of your jealousy. You want to be the one.
You're right.
You want the people to look at you like your program is the one.
Yeah.
So even if you got a failed program, something that ain't even going to work, somebody else tried that didn't work, you will still try to push that just because you're jealous of the message. People do that.
Yes.
Because what an Israelite, what they ever had that would make somebody reject all the success the messenger had for that? What would make you do that? What they telling you about what you offer? What they showing? Because it's one thing to tell you something. To be like, look, man, we Israelites, this is what we supposed to get and all that. Okay. Show me that. Show me a successful Israelite. Show me a successful Israelite group. Show me an Israelite who learned how to do what the message said, group operation. With these deaf, dumb, and blind Negroes, niggas, and colored folks. Since you're telling us something, that's the hardest thing to do among the black man. The messenger showed us he was led by God.
That's right.
Because God chose the despised people. He didn't come pick the people at the top. He picked the most ignorant, the most deaf, and the most dumb people. He made an example out of us to show his power, his wisdom, and the fact that we gonna rule.
That's right.
All praise to Allah. And this comes from Message to the Black Man. And this is the messenger on black. The messenger said, the black man produces these 4 colors: brown, red, yellow, and white. And that's why we stick to saying we black. It's more superior to talk about black than it is to talk about these nationalities. Because when you talk about African nationality, you can't say you produce these 3 colors just because of your nationality. You can't say that. You can't say you are the owners of the earth just because of your nationality. Because your nationality, you just talking about some land. You're not really talking about nothing. But the messenger said that Allah makes us an offer. The sun, moon, and stars, which is the whole universe. We're not talking about dealing with something so small. That's like your father owned America, and he left it to you. But instead of you accepting America, you want to say, I'm from 6 Mile.
Right.
That's all you talking about, 6 Mile. It's like, but all of America belong to you. Right. Nah, man, I'm from 6 Mile.
Right.
What a fool!
Right.
What a fool! Who the fool? You the fool!
That's right.
The messenger said the black man produces these 4 colors: brown, red, yellow, and white. He says, notice the general awakening of this number 1 man. These people throughout the world of mankind, the crushed ones of the 5 above mentioned colors. Because that's how Allah shows his power. The crushed ones. Notice they rise. Because just anybody can't resurrect the black man. You can have your little teachers that might be successful for a while, because the messenger talked about hypocrites.
Right.
He said that Allah will let you carry out your thing. Let you carry it out. You might be around for some years. There's been hypocrites that's been around for years.
Right.
Carrying out their thing.
Right.
But they fruitless. And you can see it. But when it comes to the messenger, he says, notice the general awakening of this number 1 man of these people throughout the world of mankind. The crushed ones of the 5 above mentioned colors. He says their color is most adapted to any part of our planet under any climatic condition. The color of their eyes, black and white, is of all the others the best, the most beautiful of all. Their black hair, white teeth are all the best, for they are the best people. You can't say that with nationality. All praise to Allah.
Right.
You can't say that just because you know African. Because if we want to talk about nationality, let's go back to show how much of a fool you are talking about some nationality. This is a picture that comes from the July 28, 1966 Muhammad speech. This showing a black Arab running a white man over the hot desert. What nationality was the white man when they ran them across the desert? What nationality was these people running them across? Why do people running them across get to decide where they go and keep them there?
Right.
Well, what nationality was? Because this was before France.
Right.
This was before Germany and Russia.
Right.
So if the black man ran them across the hot desert, what nationality was?
Right.
See, you can't use this nationality stuff is weak.
Right.
And the only reason why they get any play is because Muslims ain't the same. Muslims different than what they are. We try to use the teachers of the messenger to support our favorite little leader. So if our leader do something the messenger taught against, we'll take the teachers of the messenger and try to defend him, not defend the teachers. He hugged Father Flagrant and kissed him.
Right.
We messenger to try to defend him instead of telling him he's wrong. All praise to Allah. That's how Muslims is today. And that's why all these other groups got a voice. Because when the messenger was alive, he said the Muslims are here to take over.
That's right.
That's what he said.
That's right.
When they was in Chicago that same day, he said, we're going to buy out the South Side thing for the black man.
Right.
What he said, he said, we're here to take over. All praise to Allah. And when anybody came to the messenger, they came to the messenger as something beneath the messenger. They didn't come to the messenger like our little thing equal. You think when Martin Luther King came to the messenger, when they was talking, you think he was trying to tell the messenger something about his program? Or do you think the messenger was telling him something about his? When Jesse Jackson came to the messenger, what you think, the bread basket thing?
Right.
You think Jesse Jackson was trying to give the messenger some pointers like, well, you know I'm doing this, y'all should start trying to do this too?
Right.
We're Muslims. You think Muslims cared about that bread basket thing? We only sympathizing with this bread basket stuff because you embrace the message. So your little garbage that you talking about, we accept. We ain't with that.
Right.
We ain't with that.
That's right.
And Jesse Jackson knew.
That's
All of them knew that.
That's right.
They ain't have it confused. They think we all the same. My little bread basket thing is equal to the Nation of Islam. That's how they supposed to think. That's how they supposed to feel about the Muslims. When you come to us, it's unity under the crescent.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's right.
It ain't you trying to tell us what you think black is. We don't care what you think black is. The messenger done told us what black is. So you either accept this or you keep doing what you're doing.
All right. That's
Okay,
right.
to Allah.
That's right.
The messenger said we gonna win.
That's right.
He ain't say nothing about no black Hebrews. He ain't say nothing about no Moors.
That's right.
He ain't say nothing about no Pan-Africans. He said we gonna be the winner.
That's right.
That's how we should have attitude we should have. We gonna win with or without you.
That's right.
The messenger used to say that.
Yes, sir.
See, if you fine without me, then I'm fine without you.
That's right.
What he used to say.
Right.
Muslims used to stand up and clap.
Yeah.
What about now? You fine without these people now? You fine without the white man now? You fine without the Israelite now? You fine without a Moor now? No. You be acting like you need a Moor.
Right.
This nonsense they talking about.
Right. Right.
You can respect the Moor.
Right. That's right.
You can respect these Israelites.
Yes, sir.
You can respect these Pan-Africans. Just like if the brothers get together and they like sports. Some people like Jabron. Some people like Jordan. We can still be friends.
Right.
I like Jordan. I don't like LeBron.
Right.
We can have a just respectful dialogue and all that. Same with these groups. We respect you as our black brother.
That's right.
But we ain't going for that stuff you talking about.
That's right.
That's Islam.
That's right.
You can't accept that. We respect you. But you got a choice. Ain't no compulsion in Islam. We ain't forcing you. But we ain't adding none of your stuff to our stuff.
That's right.
All praise to Allah.
That's right.
Ain't no unity till you come this way.
That's right.
Ain't no unity. So don't even come to the door thinking you about to come in here and tell us what it is.
Right.
Messenger said we black.
That's right.
So if you a Moor, and you talking about the so-called black man, talking about we ain't black, we Moors, you know unity we gonna have.
Right.
But some fake unity. Say we do unite with these Moors and these Israelites and all these other people with this fake stuff we be doing with this picture taking stuff. That's unity today.
Right.
Take a picture with these brothers while they talking about the messenger. Say you got some unity with some Moors. And you build a university or a school for the kids. What you gonna tell them? They Moors or they black?
Right.
What you gonna do?
Right.
Unity more than taking a picture.
That's right. That's right.
Praise to Allah.
That's right.
Unity more than you coming to my meeting.
That's right.
Unity is submission.
That's right.
That's what unity is. Unity is doing what you don't always want to do for the cause.
Right.
That's what unity means. So everybody we in unity with feel the same way about Islam.
Yes.
Islam is worth our sacrifice.
That's right.
Islam is worth our dedication.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Islam is going to win.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
All this other stuff ain't going to win.
That's right.
I ain't supporting that other stuff like I'm supporting Islam. So I can't unite with no Muslims who want to unite with that garbage.
Right.
Want to unite with you.
Right.
I don't want to unite with no Muslims who don't think that the messenger program is the best.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Tell you.
That's right.
This is how it is.
That's right.
We respect you too. But if you're a Muslim and you think the messenger's program needs some help, we don't want no unity with you.
Right.
All praise to Allah. If you think we can't call the white man the devil no more, we don't want no unity with you.
That's right.
If you think that about no Israelites. I don't want to talk about the way they talk about the Bible. I want to talk about that Adam stuff, that Noah stuff, that Ishmaelite and Jebusite stuff. I don't want to talk about that.
Right.
I don't even want to hear that.
Right.
When we get together, we need to talk about the Bible like the messenger talked about the Bible.
That's
We
right.
don't need to talk about no Ishmaelites and Jebusites and all that kind of garbage.
Right.
All praise due to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Well, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came to the nation of Islam. Read the words of peace of Allah.
Praise the Lord. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir.
Sister Rod, prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful. So, Master, day of judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seeks for thy help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path. Path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray if they heard thy teaching. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is there to be served, worship, praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.